And this is a very personal mission for me. As many of you know, I am a breast cancer survivor and underwent a double mastectomy 5 years ago. I sat down with Dr. Joe to talk about my journey. Well, 2 sharp attacks in 2 weeks, and now
whether it's the stress of daily deadlines,
environmentalists oppose the nets,
or watching her daughters participate in sports, Linda Hurtado says taking quick daily micro breaks helps her relax.
You could step out of the office and close the door to a room and meditate for 2 to 3 minutes.
It's a technique she learned after discovering she had breast cancer at age 44.
I won't lie, I cried my eyes out the first couple of days. I couldn't even go back to work.
Linda wasn't just coping with her own diagnosis, she was also dealing with memories of her mother's unsuccessful battle with the disease, a battle she fought for a decade and lost at the age of 60.
I watched my mother die. I mean, I watched her die. She had a bone marrow transplant. I was right by her bed. It was traumatic.
So after her surgery, Linda joined a clinical trial to help.
I signed up for it, and you know, it didn't take too much time. They took our blood and saliva, but what I really loved is they taught us ways to deal with stress.
USF Health professor Dr. Cecile Lineker knows what that stress is like firsthand.
We put a lot of worrying into things that never occur.
Dr. Lineker, a breast cancer survivor, has been heading up the clinical trials for over a decade. In the Mindfulness Stress Reduction Program, breast cancer patients are taught to live in the moment.
We teach them to be mindful where they're at and what they're doing, like if they're on the phone or if they're just concentrating on, well, for women, it might be washing dishes or preparing a meal.
Along with the mindful is the physical. Some patients practice yoga. While more results are pending, initial results are revealing its benefits.
It decreased their fear of recurrence and anxiety, it decreased their fatigue, and it increased their quality of life.
All it does is clear your mind of the raging thoughts that are whipping around in there, and it does control you. It brings your heart rate down. It makes you calmer. I'll be out there. Registration.
Although Linda's now cancer-free, she still listens to the relaxation exercises on her phone, hoping it will help prevent the chance of recurrence.
And I believe that stress is very much a part of any kind of illness, including cancer. I mean, it can be the lighter fluid on, you know, cancer cells. It helps to know you aren't alone in the battle against breast cancer. I was moved to see so many survivors and supporters coming together during the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walks in Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk counties. Fox 13 was a proud sponsor. 2 unique camp counselors were part of those walks. They are the true faces of courage.
This is one of our favorite things at camp.
Yes, it is.
Call themselves the 2 Carries, BFFs.
I finally found a girl to give my bracelet to,
who met in the most unusual way.
During my chemo treatments, they almost gave my bag of chemo to this Carrie. This is Carrie Roper.
The Carries are breast cancer survivors, now camp counselors, so to speak, at the annual Faces of Courage Cancer Camp in Brandon.
Can I get blue with somebody?
Their goal? To keep newbies from feeling blue.
That's why Peggy lets us come back, because this is my 10th and her 11th time at camp, and because we're so good with the new women coming in who are totally afraid to even talk about their cancer and who are trying to be strong.
And they can only come once.
Peggy Sherry, a cancer survivor herself, founded the camp.
I took my inheritance and we started Faces of Courage, and since 2004 we've had over 7,000 campers through program, and all of the programs are free.
Peggy created an environment where women with any type of cancer can get away and enjoy the typical camp activities, like fishing and archery.
That's why it's so tender here.
But also massage and acupuncture. Hypnosis for trauma.
A barrier between the conscious and the subconscious.
Or a little hug therapy.
I'm gonna do blue and purple.
Me too.
How did you know?
Because we think alike.
We've been thinking alike for years.
The 2 Carries are a fixture here, leaving their mark on more than just cotton tees.
One woman was afraid to tell people she had cancer because she thought people wouldn't like her anymore, or that she was nasty, or that she was, you know,
dirty,
undesirable.
Exactly.
And by the end of camp, she left wearing breast cancer ribbons.
When we see the transformation of someone that walks in scared to death of the C word, and when they leave, they can actively talk about their cancer.
All right, sweetie.
If you really just face it head on, that your survival rate is pretty high.
We don't ever want this to go away because this makes a big impact on both of our lives. And
this weekend will change many women's lives.
Forever.
Going through a mastectomy or double mastectomy can change the way a breast cancer survivor sees her body. One woman is taking survivors' scars and turning them into works of art.
I think you just start.
With each brush of her fingers.
I think you just go with what you're thinking.
Visionary Lisa Shoulder
I want a nice solid black.
gets one step closer to her goal.
I went to school for business, marketing.
But her goal is neither money nor material things. It's
Peace and satisfaction.
and she finds it by painting pain away. Not her own pain, the pain felt both literally and physically by her canvas.
I'm having a pain because this is the side that I had the surgery on, right there.
Today's Leslie Henry, breast cancer survivor, is Lisa's live work of art.
I get to cover my scars, and I think that's the most important thing to me today.
They've been prodded and poked, and and so this is the chance to be, to be free of that, and you're not prodded and poked, you're just caressed and made, colorful.
Lisa and Faces of Courage founder Peggy Sherry started the Bodies of Courage project 6 years ago. Their little art project grew wings and took flight. To date, they've painted over 40 breast cancer survivors. Each survivor has her own story, depicted in her own unique pictures. Stories of shock, disbelief, fear, disfiguring surgeries, harsh medical treatments, long recovery times.
I saw the pictures and I said, wow, I want to do that.
Lisa spends 6 to 10 hours painting and photographing the women. It's a day that transforms more than the cancer patient's scars.
Good job.
It makes over their minds, each stroke strengthening the survivor's self-image.
And you got a smile on your face.
It's fun.
What is the general reaction when they see
They want to run out naked.
down West Shore?
We have to stop them.
Because they feel that good, right?
Yeah. If you've gone through something traumatic and you want to celebrate life and yourself, I think it's a good thing to do.
The pictures have been put into a calendar, each image anonymous.
I like doing close-ups where you can't tell what you're looking at.
So only the artist and her model know the real story and the real reason behind each photo.
Empowering and making me feel more beautiful.
But together, the images form a powerful message.
I think being a beautiful person is having empathy for others and understanding what they went through and just helping them to embrace life, enjoy life.
When we come back, we'll take a look at just how overwhelming the cost of cancer can be. Plus, she lost her daughter to cancer, but one mother is keeping her memory alive by helping other children who are now part of that battle.
For over a quarter of a century, Fox 13's Sky Tower radar has watched over the skies of Tampa Bay. You may have seen it passing by near downtown Tampa. It's a Bay Area landmark, a symbol of strength. Its sole purpose is to keep you safe when it matters the most.
The New Year's celebration with an extra $1,000 off continues for one final day at Cane's. Monday only. Get up to $1,000 instant rebate or 0% interest for 60 months. Every living room, every bedroom, every item store-wide is on sale with up to $1,000 instant rebate or 0% interest for 60 months. Don't miss the final day of Cane's New Year's Day sale. Celebrate 2017 with an extra $1,000 off. Monday only at Cane's Furniture.
When my garage door wouldn't work, I called Precision. Now it's fixed, and I'm off to work.
Call Precision Garage Door when you need service. There's never an extra charge after hours or on weekends. There's only one call, Precision Garage Door.
'Tis the season. It's Happy Honda Days at Wesley Chapel Honda and Tampa Honda. And you know what that means. 2 great locations to find 2 times the selection and 2 times the savings. Choose from all your favorites, like Civic, Accord, and CR-V. Even the newly redesigned Ridgeline is on sale. all covered by our original nationwide lifetime warranty and our exclusive 2-year maintenance program at no additional cost. Don't miss Happy Honda Days on now at Tampa Honda and Wesley Chapel Honda.
You've seen them dominate the gridiron, but can the Barber brothers handle a cast iron?
I need you to do well today. All right. Handle your business.
It's athletes versus rock stars.
This is going to be a slaughter.
OMG.
MasterChef Celebrity Showdown, January 2nd on Fox.
Monday, hip-hop's Renaissance man, rapper, producer, actor, hottie, Common. I know, right?
The one to watch for hot topics today at 11.
Download the Fox 13 News app and you'll get news alerts, coverage of local stories, and you can even watch newscasts live. The Fox 13 News app. It's the one to watch when you're on the go.
The cost of cancer can be overwhelming for patients with this diagnosis, especially if you find yourself uninsured or underinsured and in need of expensive treatments just to stay alive.
You did good. Of course.
Ted Eckert is every man. Worked all his life, paid his bills, loves life, loves his wife. He never expected to find himself here.
Been working since I was 14 years old, paying taxes and doing what I was supposed to do, and now here I am, in between jobs and out of insurance, and wham.
Diagnosed with cancer, needing expensive chemotherapy and radiation.
The number was $6,500 or more per session, and started out at 6, then it's 9, now it's 12. 65 times that is a lot of money. $80,000 cash.
Dana says her family falls into a common gap.
Because we do have a house and a 401k like most folks. And to get Medicaid or Medicare, you have to be destitute.
You're on your own, essentially.
Dr. Jay Wolfson, professor of public health with USF, says the Eckharts and others like them have a number of options, starting with subsidized health insurance on the exchange.
If their income is sufficiently low, they might be eligible for a full subsidy, which means that there'd be little or no out-of-pocket.
Patients can also work with financial counselors.
We have a lot of resources with the pharmaceutical companies who provide compassionate drugs for patients who qualify financially. So we were able to obtain some of those drugs for him, which reduced his out-of-pocket costs.
Dana says financial counselors were able to reduce the cash cost from $6,500 to $700 a treatment.
We have a sliding scale discount fee. So based on their household size and income, we're able to reduce their cost 25, 35, 45%.
Dr. Wolfson says patients who own their own home or have other assets can leverage these against the cost of treatment. Or if they have full life insurance policies, they can work out an advance payment on the equity value.
You make us the beneficiary, and then you can do with that money what you wish. And there may be something left over to give back to the beneficiaries that you'd like.
Ted's medical oncologist says he has never had to turn a patient away due to finances.
We've always been able to find a way to make it work, and I hope at the time I retire I'm able to continue to say that.
But if it gets so bad that patients have to choose between paying for treatment or buying food, the Florida Cancer Specialist Foundation can step in and help with non-medical expenses.
We pay up to $1,500 per year per patient. So it's not a situation where we pay a large sum of money, but it is enough sometimes to help that patient just get over the hump of some financial difficulties.
Dana and Ted are thankful for all the help they've received so far, but they still have to find $25 grand for radiation. They're thinking about reaching out to strangers by setting up a GoFundMe page.
We're going to fight. We're going to find avenues that might be available to us.
I'll get through this.
All of us know someone touched by cancer. One mother is keeping the memory of her daughter alive by helping the children of women with terminal cancer.
How much water do we need?
The McGill Parker family moves around the kitchen, a busy family of 6 kids. But one person is missing from all this energetic action. Mom, Donna.
There's probably more somewhere else.
A diagnosis of breast cancer 2 years ago slammed her into a new reality.
I have metastatic breast cancer. It has metastasized to my bones. So sometimes it's very hard to walk or move around.
Her kids, all teens, have teenage needs now. Phones, computers, cars. But the cost of cancer is leaving their family table lean.
It's definitely a financial burden. You don't realize it until it starts, until you start getting into it.
Just one of Donna's pills costs $13,000 a month.
It gets a little scary.
I'll sit on the dirtier side.
Denise Haynes and her husband Donald want to help women just like Donna.
Somehow I can't help but believe that Katie is pulling strings.
Denise's heart is in the right place. She lost her 30-year-old daughter to metastatic breast cancer.
One and only thing she ever said to me about dying was, "Mom, I just don't want to be forgot." Forgotten. Sorry.
While Katie was alive, she supported charities that gave Christmas gifts to foster kids. And then later, after her own diagnosis, Katie turned her attention to children of women with metastatic breast cancer. And after Katie's death, her mother founded the Katie Haynes Beauty for Ashes nonprofit to continue her daughter's work and to fulfill her promise to Katie that she not be forgotten.
It's twofold, that Katie had already been doing that for so many years. Also because when you're diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, you've been given a death sentence. And essentially, you may have 1 to 3 years, but Christmas time should be a time of joy. You shouldn't have to worry about paying for a $300 medication or buying your child Christmas gifts.
Figuring out whether a suspicious lump is cancer or not usually involves something called a biopsy, but that procedure just got so much easier. And it's thanks to USF. We're going to explain next.
That sucked.
That sucked.
It didn't suck.
In my kimono, bought a car. From my casa, how bizarre. Saved me dollars, that made sense. That didn't suck. In fact, I liked it. That didn't suck. That didn't suck. That didn't suck. Didn't suck. In fact, I liked it. That didn't suck. In fact, I liked it.
When someone you love has trouble getting around, a walk in the park is no walk in the park. But what if you could give them the gift of mobility? Empower them to walk whenever and wherever they want to go. Now you can. As part of the Operation Mobility event, we're releasing 100,000 Freedom Edition Hurricanes at a historically low price. This innovative walking cane tackles any terrain, folds up more compactly, and stands on its own. And now it's available in 3 new colors. So the cane that stands alone now helps you stand out.
It has tremendously changed my ability to walk.
I don't know if you call this technology, but I call it a miracle.
Now giving the gift of mobility has never been easier. Request your Hurricane at a historically low price, plus free shipping, by going to hurricane.com and entering the promo code below. That's hurricane.com.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Get ready for the 2017 McDonald's Children's Gasparilla Extravaganza on January 21st.
It's all about the kids. Watch live coverage of the Children's Parade.
Then stick around for the Pyrotechnics Fireworks Finale starting at 7. For Gasparilla coverage,
Fox 13's the one to watch.
A show of support for breast cancer awareness from the White House, which was lit up in pink in October. And in Hillsborough County, the Tampa Sports Authority helped paint this big pink ribbon on the lawn outside the Joe Chalura Courthouse Square. For many women with suspicious lumps in their breast, figuring out whether or not it is cancer involves what's called a breast biopsy. But that process just got a lot easier. And as our Dr. Joe explains, it's all thanks to research out of the University of South Florida.
So, what color did you get today at school?
Haley Carroll cherishes time with her daughter now more than ever.
So you said that you're going to try to get gold? Yeah.
That's because at the age of 25, Haley's already had 4 breast lumps surgically removed.
I've had 3 procedures in the past 4 years.
For the first 2 procedures, wires were placed into Haley's breast, pinpointing and guiding surgeons to the lumps. Haley says that process didn't go well.
The wire localization took a very long time. You couldn't move after they had the wire in place. And it hurt to put the wire in. The lidocaine actually wore off, and I had to have another dose.
5 months ago, with her last procedure, Haley's doctor tried something new. It's called Savvy Scout.
It's a game changer and could affect the lives of literally millions of women.
USF Health's Dr. Charles Cox was not only the first to use this device in a patient, he helped develop it. Instead of bulky wires that stick out of the breast, Savvy Scout requires a tiny incision and is basically injected into the breast through a large needle.
How long does it take to place it?
About 10 minutes.
And while it may sound like a Geiger counter, Savvy Scout isn't radioactive. Instead, it uses radar technology. Infrared light in the handpiece penetrates the breast, reaching the reflector buried inside.
And that's the advantage in the breast, is because it's compressible. So even if this marker was down way at the bottom, you'd be able to press down to where it's within about 2 or 3 centimeters of the lesion.
Unlike wires that must be inserted in the hospital just before surgery, Savvy Scout can be placed in the doctor's office up to a month in advance, a benefit that Dr. Cox says will likely offset its cost.
Many times with wire localizations, you're delayed between a half an hour and 2 hours. 1/2 an hour of delayed time in the operating room is between $2,000 and $5,000.
Haley's device was placed 3 days before her surgery.
With the Savvy Scout, it was quick, easy. I went in the office. They used the lidocaine, made a small incision, placed it. I went back to work.
And while she hopes she won't need any more procedures,
going on forward, if I have to do it again, I will absolutely do the Savvy Scout.
Savvy Scout is being used in more than 50 medical centers across the United States. When we come back, a great example of donation dollars at work to help those going through breast cancer.
I'm Doug Bernetti of Bernetti, PA, and I've seen what serious injuries can do to people. In an instant, their life changes. Many clients tell us they weren't ready for an accident, but at Bernetti, PA, we're ready. We help clients find doctors, we deal with insurance companies, and we fight to recover compensation for medical bills and lost wages. There are no upfront costs, so you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay for a lawyer. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready.
There's a grocery store. It's right down the street, like 2 miles, and I will drive past it every time I go grocery shopping because right past it, there's a Publix. I wouldn't shop anywhere else. They always go out of their way for me, so I don't mind going a little bit out of my way for them. The people are always friendly. They're always helpful. They don't just point to aisle 7 and say good luck. They will walk you there. They're just nice. They treat you like a friend there. You don't get that everywhere.
Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Fox is ringing in the new year.
We got this.
With more new comedy.
I need you to watch the kids.
Can I have some more ice cream?
Oh! As long as I'm here, you and me, we're equals. Pull up a chair. We're eating breakfast together. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta cook the food first.
New drama.
There may be an attack. I have to try and stop him.
Why does it need to be you?
I'm the only one I can trust. Let's go!
Technology doesn't solve cases. Cops do.
You ever met my technology?
So you impressed?
Maybe.
New competition.
Unbelievable.
Told you. From the creator of Empire comes TV's newest obsession.
Some people, no matter what they were born into, are meant to be so much more.
And in 2017, the Super Bowl. It's only on Fox.
Don't worry, I will clean this up.
When you say clean it up...
Oh, I think I'm home. Make sure they're okay.
Okay, good, good, good. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone! New year, new trends, hottest exercises to get us fit for the new year. Get your arms, the newest foods that are taking 2017 by storm.
Half the calories, 5 grams of protein.
Oh, I would eat that by the jar. Next, Harry.
See it today at 2 on Fox 13.
It's important that we get the word out for people to be aware of it.
Tampa Police Chief Eric Ward added a touch of pink to the department's badges for breast cancer awareness during October. He lost his mother-in-law to breast cancer and wanted to be a part of the battle to fight it. And he has become one of the leading fundraisers in the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink effort. Well, a lot of you ask me where the dollars raised or donated to the American Cancer Society actually go. Here's a shining example.
So to make a milkshake, we'll just get the spoon out of the silverware drawer, put the lid on here, and
Mary Wools has everything she needs in this new kitchen to take care of her ailing husband.
I have to puree his food.
Dick is battling through his second round of cancer treatments.
All of a sudden you find yourself tired a lot, you find yourself out of sorts.
Now imagine having to commute 3 hours to get to and from that treatment at Moffitt Cancer Center.
Up to 5 days a week, most of our residents are.
Megan Williams is the assistant director of Tampa's Hope Lodge, Mary and Dick's temporary home away from home.
Provides housing and support for cancer patients and their caregivers going through treatment who don't necessarily live in the area.
It's located next to Moffitt on the USF campus.
It's vital to their treatment.
In this way, you can come back to the lodge, you can lay down, you can relax, and then get ready for whatever else is going to hit you. Because what's going to hit you is a lot.
Newly renovated, the kitchen is now supplied with just about everything caretakers need to take care of their loved ones' unique needs. There's a library, new suites with TVs, and an environment that offers not only information, but stress relievers, like coloring with volunteers. And if something goes wrong in the middle of the night, Moffitt Cancer Center is right next door.
It takes a lot of the stress off of me as a caretaker. Before, when we were here, he had some really bad reactions. I could call right straight to the hospital. They would tell me to come over. All I had to do was call the night manager.
They build a wonderful camaraderie, and they build each other up and celebrate the victories and, you know, hold on to each other in the harder times. So it's a really special place.
Particularly for me, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful peace of mind. It was wonderful knowing, and I still get a little, knowing that we were close and knowing, you know, all the care and all the help that we had right here.
If you want to find out more about making strides in the American Cancer Society, we've posted a link at fox13news.com. And you can also go to my Fox 13 Facebook page for more information. All you have to do is look for Fox 13's Linda Hurtado. I am always here for you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.